They were told no. They were mocked, threatened, rejected. But when the world said stay in line, these 5 people stepped out of it. Kathrine Switzer, in 1967, women were not officially allowed to run the Boston Marathon. The belief at the time was absurd that women were too fragile to run long distances. So Kathrine signed up using her initials, KV Switzer. She trained hard. She earned her place. She belonged there. But once the race began, officials realized a woman was running. One race organizer charged onto the course and tried to physically drag her off. He grabbed at her jacket and shouted for her to get out. But Kathrine kept running. Her boyfriend blocked the official, the crowd watched, cameras captured everything. And step by step, she finished the race. That moment exposed something powerful. The real weakness was never women's bodies, it was the rule itself. Years later, women were officially welcomed to marathons worldwide. Sometimes the only way to prove a door should be open is to walk through it. Rosa Bonheur. In 19th century France, women were expected to dress a certain way, behave a certain way, and stay in certain spaces. But Rosa had other plans. She wanted to become one of the greatest animal painters in the world. To study horses, cattle, livestock properly, she needed access to markets, stables, and slaughterhouses, places women rarely entered. There was one problem. She wasn't allowed to wear trousers in public without permission. So Rosa applied for an official police permit to wear men's clothing, not as a rebellion for rebellion's sake, but because dresses restricted movement drew attention and blocked her work. She chose practicality over expectation, and it worked. She became one of the most successful and respected artists of her time. Her story reminds us, sometimes rules don't look cruel, sometimes they look normal. But if a rule limits your growth for no good reason, it deserves to be questioned. Muhammad Ali. By the 1960s, Muhammad Ali was one of the most famous athletes on earth. Heavyweight champion, global icon, untouchable. Then came the draft during the Vietnam War. Ali was ordered to serve. Most people expected him to obey quietly. Instead, he refused. He said his conscience would not allow him to fight in a war he did not believe in. The cost was immediate. He was stripped of his boxing title, banned from the sport during the prime of his career, criticized across the country. He gave up millions, years of greatness and public approval, but he kept his principles. Years later, public opinion changed. His conviction was overturned. He returned to boxing and reclaimed greatness. Ali proved something rare. Following the crowd can protect your comfort, but following your conscience can define your legacy. Some rules ask for obedience. Great people ask if obedience is deserved. Jackie Robinson. For decades, Major League Baseball was segregated. Black athletes, no matter how talented, were barred from playing beside white athletes. Then, in 1947, Jackie Robinson stepped onto the field for the Brooklyn Dodgers. He wasn't just playing baseball. He was carrying the weight of hatred, threats, insults, and relentless pressure. Fans taunted him. Opponents targeted him. Some players refused to play with him. But Jackie did something even harder than fighting back. He stayed composed. He let excellence speak louder than hatred, and eventually it did. His courage helped break baseball's color barrier and open doors for generations. Jackie Robinson teaches us, sometimes breaking a rule isn't loud. Sometimes it's silent strength under impossible pressure. And sometimes dignity is the most powerful protest of all. Malala. In parts of the world, girls have been told education is not for them. Books denied. Classrooms closed. Futures limited. But Malala refused to accept that rule. As a young girl in Pakistan, she spoke publicly about every child's right to learn. For that, she was targeted and attacked. Most people would understand if fear silenced her. Instead, Malala came back louder. She continued speaking, continued advocating, continued fighting for girls' education worldwide, and she became the youngest Nobel Peace Prize laureate in
the last
history.
2 years, none of the 9 biggest countries in the global south have the recommended spending targets on education. Several have made dramatic cuts.
Malala's story proves courage is not the absence of fear. It is choosing truth while fear stands in front of you. Some rules only survive because people are afraid to change them. Kathrine Switzer ran away. Rosa Bonheur dressed for freedom. Muhammad Ali stood firm. Jackie Robinson endured. Malala spoke up. Different eras, different battles, same lesson. Not every rule deserves respect. Some rules are outdated, some are unjust, some are simply waiting for one brave person to break them. So if a rule is keeping you small, ask yourself, was it made to protect you or to limit you? Because history's greatest progress often begins the same way. Someone decides, not anymore. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the Awareness Project for more stories where history meets meaning. Thank you.